theoretically someday will be better than humans, right? We're going to make this AGI, was that artificial general intelligence, and if you're, quote, better than humans, that means you're replacing humans, and so then I guess humans don't have a job anymore, right? Do you guys see the fundamental problem with this? And one of the other major like just regular people are like, hey, I kind of like have a job, could you please give me a job, stop firing me, please pay me more, these kind of things. And like now we're spending a bunch of money to replace people. You're going to have a lot of social unrest, and also too you have power needs. Now the whole China DeepSeek thing really flips everything on its head, because it sort of exposes that Wall Street might have been, or you could say could have been, or definitely did, whatever you want to read it, that they definitely put billions of dollars in this thing, and maybe it's not as good as advertised. Maybe you don't need that really expensive NVIDIA chips that everyone keeps telling you need, and maybe the Americans aren't necessarily going to win this AI game. It's just throwing a lot of things into question. I want to go over a couple things also. Check this out. This is NVIDIA. If you guys have been following this story, because I know a lot of people will follow Elon Musk and Tesla story, but may not see
could have used you sooner, but welcome just the same.
One of the darlings of the market.
I'm in the mansion, command center.
Chips, right?
Injured,
and
but
the
intact.
model has been, okay,
most everyone else
want to have these AI things that Elon Musk company
you've got eyes.
Trying to invest in this kind of stuff as well.
We need to get this situation under control ASAP.
Data centers,
ready for anything.
Send your data back and forth across the internet, and these chips are so fast, and the AI is, a huge need for compute, that's the only way that you can do it. So all the companies like, oh, well, that's the only way I can do it, and NVIDIA is the only chips in the world that I can buy that can do it, then I have to buy that one. And they kept pumping this bubble over and over and over again. But what if it turns out like there's a different way to do it? What if you don't need ChatGPT? What if Elon Musk company X Rock doesn't work that well? What if it turns out
can you use some help
that's actually
here?
going to take everyone else's cake and eat it, I guess. This is why everything is selling out right now. It's calling into question like all of these like crazy billion-dollar investments. You get these kind of headlines. NVIDIA's 560 billion DeepSeek route is the largest in market history. I'll just show you a chart here. These are the biggest single-day market cap losses. This one is massive, 560 billion. So that was just today, January 27th, 2025. The last week, NVIDIA stock to the downside was 279 billion. That was September 3rd, 2024. This represents, sorry for this earlier headline, that there's a lot of people who are leveraging this. Basically, it means you have a lot of different ways these days, because this is sort of how it is. Everyone's making these ETFs that are like 2x, 3x. Leverage funds, right? You're borrowing money to buy stock that is hyped up.
I didn't come here to fail.
This whole thing is. So I said it's kind of like the great financial crisis plus dot-com bubble put together. And
of all the virtues, patience is definitely
like it's 24/7 crazy stock trading. Now it's not only just the NVIDIA stocks that are in question. It's not all just the tech stocks, the main 7 you want to call it. Energy stocks have been going down as well, because remember the bet before is that we're all going to be using these data centers, or all buy NVIDIA chips, and they're going to need a lot of energy. But what if we don't need so much energy? What if we can just download the source code DeepSeek for free and put it on our local computer and just use our regular hardware? It doesn't have to be NVIDIA. That changes the whole equation. Even actually, this is really interesting. Even Meta, so that's the Facebook people, right? Even Meta's chief AI. So this is, his name is Jan LeCun. I always get his name wrong. He had an interesting statement about this. Let me read what he had to say. He says here, it's not that China's AI is, quote, catastrophe, but rather that, quote, open source models are suppressing science, right? The idea that open source, free, we can all look at code, etc. Maybe you can't charge like crazy amounts of money for these things. Recently, I think standard subscription is like $20 a month, but then I think recently they announced one, this is what they really call it, like $20 a month, something like that. But, and lately also as well, these AI things have been trying to introduce more products. The latest ones were like the video editing kind of apps. And that's the question, like, are people willing to pay for said things? What if you can just get it for free? And especially in a downturn of a market, hey, I don't know about you guys. This is actually a quote from someone in our community. This is from Buceras says,
Bravo Zulu. One less skull spider to worry about.
The harder they innovate. Collaboration, not confrontation, is the way to go overall advantage. In fact, John would agree. John's quote would be, they came up with new ideas from a Chinese company. They came up with new ideas and built them on top of other people's work. As their work was published open source, everyone can profit of it. That is the power of open resource and open source. If you guys don't know my particular story, I actually used to work in China. I used to teach at Tsinghua University, which is often called the MIT of China. It's the top school in the country. I write about this stuff in my book. You can check it out. But this is something that I've known for quite a long time, is that China's going to catch up very, very quickly. And this is a really big wake-up call for Wall Street and tech. This is frankly your Elon Musk, because it's kind of funny because Elon Musk has been touted one that Tesla company is going to grow like 50% a year forever, which is kind of ridiculous. It's a freaking car company, and there's lots of other cars out there. This Tesla has a lot of companies in that space, and more competition basically keeps your margin, right? It's a race to the bottom. And so then he rotated over to Twitter and chased all the advertisers away.
It's just another day for me.
And this was actually a funny thing because advertisers actually started dropping. Elon Musk advertisers for not advertising on his platform. And the joke we were all making is like, when's Elon Musk going to start suing all of us for not buying Tesla? This is an interesting headline where people are really, really interested in this new China DeepSeek thing. It says, traffic to China's DeepSeek surged from 300K to 6 million visits. So yes, people are going to this thing like crazy. And again, this pops the bubble that Wall Street is trying to sell you Elon Musk, that he's good for the money, and yeah, he's going to be the most innovative person in AI. You should totally buy his debt. I think this whole thing really, really, really puts that into question. On top of that, you're looking at a problem with earnings among the big tech companies, because it also shows that maybe there's other companies out there. I've talked about this several times on the channel. I'm a big fan of Lincoln or the FTC. Basically, he was looking into these companies like your Microsoft, your Amazon, etc., saying, hey, you're doing monopoly-style practices, pushing out, the little guy, essentially. And I give you an example. So, for example, on my iPhone, or say you're into Microsoft, they've already chosen that OpenAI is going to be a partner integrated into the product. It's like you don't have a choice. It's kind of like when you go to your phone or get a computer for the first time, and the default browser is whatever they choose, right? You actually, and you can change in a way, but just the average user is not going to do that. And is that a monopoly-style practice? Now, FTC kind of say yes, but Donald Trump, coming in, is like, oh, we got to get rid of regulations, right? And that's the same thing that Musk wants as well. They want to get rid of any kind of regulations or any kind of oversight, so that their oligarch buddies can basically have these no bid contracts, do monopoly-style practices, and push other smaller companies and other countries out. So this China DeepSeek thing is like a really big deal, because again, they're coming in cheaper, they're coming in open source, and you don't necessarily have to buy these expensive, NVIDIA chips. And whether or not the software is better or not, who knows? We're going to find out as people dig through the open source and try it for themselves. I'm showing you this chart because this shows how also the profits are, essentially cooling off for many of these tech companies, and essentially it doesn't justify the valuations, meaning that we're pricing the stocks way too high compared to how much money the companies make. I want to show you this. This is actually a really funny thing as well, where Elon Musk exposes himself all the time, because I'm tying together with the markets. You have to understand Elon Musk is the figurehead of the markets. It's kind of like, how can I say, he's like the icon of hubris, right? The icon of big tech hubris. So for example, this is Elon Musk talking about video games just 14 hours ago. He says, fatalism for the win. And I guess he's, retweeting someone else bragging that Elon Musk is really high rank in this game called Path of Exile 2. And then gamers have actually fact checked him. You can see here, readers add context, and this is the fact check. While the account has reached rank 3, this is not Elon Musk's accomplishment. He has admitted to paying somebody else to play the account for him. The account was actively playing the game.
Never been so glad to see backup arrive.
Trump's
lucky I'm still in one
I didn't know about that. Actually, some couple of you guys mentioned that in the comments.
I need you to look for survivors. Subdue any threats. Help me save this town.
The other thing that's crazy about this whole thing that we're seeing with the markets is Elon Musk is buddies with Dave Sachs, Peter Thiel. you don't know, they all have South African connections. So David Sachs, he was born in South Africa, so was Musk. And then Peter Thiel, although he was born in Germany, he actually spent time in South Africa as a kid. So all these people are kind of about the same age, have these connections, and they have sort of similar type of bro-in culture, if you want to say it that way. Now, all the tech companies are going to try to tell you everything's fine, nothing to worry about, you know, we're still awesome, we're still American. In fact, we should have more money for bros. This is a quote from David Sachs. This is actually Trump's, he calls it the crypto and AI czar. And again, this is one of Musk's buddies. David Sachs says, deep sea are ours. That's our one. That's the AI race is very competitive. And that President Trump was right to rescind the Biden EO, which hamstrung American companies without asking for obviously not. I'm confident in the USA, but we can't beat the. So what they're going to do is they're going to keep asking for, hey guys, we just got to get more and more tax dollars to, you know, data centers. We got to keep buying, you know, Elon Musk companies. They're going to save us. He's awesome, right? And this is sort of where it comes to the question, right? And people in our community do see it. Paul had a really funny comment today. It says here, a case of my AI scam is bigger than yours. It's like, exactly. And I want to further bring this thing. You know, I don't think, in just my opinion, you can have different opinions, but
that was worth the wait.
I don't necessarily trust the China thing and everything. I just not a big fan of the AI stuff. I just see it as like just a different type of Google search. Is it going to revolutionize everything, replace everyone's jobs? I just think there's too much of a human element that if you're talking about like automating everything, what are people going to do? And I just think that's too much upheaval. The energy thing is a different point. Deep Sea can actually solve that problem. Like, hey, we don't need as much energy as previously thought. But we're going to find out. And that's why we're tracking this stuff together. Here's another comment from the community. People who sold Twitter won a lottery. And if you don't know, it's hard to know what the value of Twitter is because it's a private company. We don't know their books. We get rumors from stuff every now and then. And, you know, we all know that Elon Musk overpaid for things. What do you pay, like $5 billion or something like that? And so now that, you know, Wall Street's trying to package all that Twitter debt and sell it to other people and say, hey, you're also buying, you know, awesome, you know, AI innovation. It just really says about the market. Now, you're also probably wondering, what else is Musk up to? How can he connect all these other things? Elon Musk is doing Doge. You guys don't know that's basically cut government spending and regulations. So why would he want to do that? He want to do that because he want to basically make sure that you don't have to report crash data from Tesla, or you don't have to report your financials or anything going on over here. Like, you just don't want to hide things. And lately he's been, they now have a website, the Department of Government Efficiency, and their slogan is, the people voted for major reforms. And according to Elon Musk, he says, join the Doge service, the USDS. The Doge team is looking for world-class talent to work long hours, identifying and eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. Full-time salary positions for software engineers, InfoSec engineers.
Way to sweat that bug out, folks.
But again, really what it is to cut oversight and regulators companies can operate in. This also shows you what Elon Musk is thinking about these days. Just a few hours ago, he was tweeting about how a lot of Americans are antidepressants. And essentially, if you're Musk and this kind of stuff, in your mind, the stuff that he thinks about daily, he sort of, how can I say, he puts it out there in public. So I'll say one thing about Musk. He's transparent in a way, I'll say in a way, that he basically brain farts all day, every day. And so, like, you know, he's thinking about video games, he's worried about the media fact-checking him, and he's talking about antidepressants nonstop. You can see it right there. And then when you want to get into what's going on in the economy, the housing market is pretty insane as well. It looks like the Fed is probably not going to cut rates. It's a little bit high. There are new houses on the market. This headline says housing.
Oh, you're all watching this.
So I guess there's a bunch of new homes out there, but they're priced too high for regular people to afford. They can't get afford it. So many of these housing builders, they have these incentives and they're prices like that. That may be on the market. So that is interesting that you're seeing throughout the market. And on top of that, you're seeing more it's a pretty safe opinion. Oh well, you know, you have a different opinion if you like. I don't necessarily really want, you know, the leader of the United States like as being a gangster or a casino owner. And that's essentially what I guess people are celebrating. Oh yeah, Trump owned casinos. That's awesome. I want to turn America into a casino. I want to turn your retirement, Social Security, into a casino. That's exactly what I want, right? Or people are like, oh yeah, gangster. I totally trust a gangster. Yeah. and that's why we go back to, you know, when you realize that most of like video game, yeah, it's fun, you can laugh about it, it's fun, it's manageable, but the real world, not so great. And yet, you is Elon Musk's debt, AI. So I want to hear your thoughts about this. What do you think about China? What do you think about central markets? And what do you think about what's going to happen in the month? I'll take your time, and I'm going to go.
And Becky's the one that's trying to fix it, right? If Becky had not got together with Tina, got together with me, got together with the Mafia Milkers, got together with everybody else, and unionized us, and made sure that we had our voice be heard today, this would not be happening. We would just be talking about some docket shit instead. And so, thank you, Becky.
See, Prince in chat, I see you spamming 15 Grover behind the camera over and over again. You can say that, but you can't spam it. You're doing control, paste, control, paste. You cannot do that. That's spam. You're gonna get banned in the chat for that. Idiot.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
He still makes me really happy. So, we have a really great life together, and I am no victim. Like, in any way, shape, or form am I a victim. I lied about my age 17 years ago, and he had no idea. And I assure you, if he knew, he would have blocked me on sight, and I couldn't have that. So, I just really hope this clears things up. I'm definitely not a victim. There's real victims out there, and yeah, I'm not one of them. And Michael's definitely not a predator. Yeah, no, he's a great person.
We get the point. Look, dude, everyone knows this story. I've known this story for fucking 7 years.
Well, for the people who don't,
Bridget lied to Mike. Once they found out their relationship was legal, they stayed together. They got married. They had kids. They've been together for fucking 17 years. I don't know why anyone fucking even cares about this. I really don't. But at the same time, people do care about that. People are using this as leverage. People are using this as leverage to attack the other host, the members of our community, our entire brand.
They were going to use whatever they can, whenever they can. You're talking about people who are victimizers themselves. They victimize as much as they can. They were going to use every joke I ever made. They used the cancer shit. They use every opportunity they have. They use your past from 20 years ago just as well. How many sponsors do we have on this show? None. Because we all have checkered fucking pasts, man. They use it against us. They were always going to. And let me say to those people, let me say to any... What? You do, I do on my channel. This show doesn't, and it won't. We had to buy a trading card company to get a sponsor.
Stop, kid.
Let's go. Oh shit! I'm eating carrots right now because I'm stress eating and I don't want to eat a fucking cookie. So again, for those of you who are against bringing Mike back, let me try to get the emotion out of it and reason with you. Bridget's a victim in your mind, except she's not. She says that she is not. She says that she's the one who victimized Mike.
Stop saying that. I'm the one calling fucking Mike a pedo. I'm not. I'm the one defending him. I'm the one I don't think Mike is a groomer. I don't think Mike is a pedo. I don't think a man Mike is a danger. I will still remain friends with Mike. I am not saying that. You should be with people that are. Alright?
Thank you.
This is my bread and butter.
Brand for the company, for the fans. A different belief.
To protect who? To protect who? To protect the hosts? We don't care. Great.
When you make that example, what does it mean? Having if Mike stays on the break.
You get attacked, you get called a fucking pedo supporter or some shit. That Boogie gets called that.
Had me sweating for a second there.
Boogie has that clip where he's like, oh, 15-year-olds, you know, smell good or something. I forgot what he says, you know.
I told him to stop wearing slutty outfits because the people get attracted to it.
And I made a stupid
That's not okay.
on a story about like an 18-year-old dating a 17-year-old like 15 years ago. People are gonna, like Boogie said, people are gonna call you a pedophile regardless of what you're gonna do. I don't think Mike being on the show is gonna change that.
Okay, so what happens when I'm like, okay, Mike can obviously go back on Queens or whatever, and then you know, they try to shut down our live events, they try to shut down
Max
all this
Armor.
stuff.
They were already going to. They were already going to. What part of that do you not understand?
I don't know, guys. This is not. I don't understand why I can't just fix the problem. Removing Mike off of Queens fixes the problem. Don't you understand?
No, how does what? You think they're gonna stop? He still owns part of it, so now you have to buy him out, or give him the show. Okay, then what? They have to change the name because it's associated with another brand. And then what? You and I are still friends with him, so now we have to stop being friends with him. Where's the fucking end? Cancel culture is gonna push us to where? How far do you want these people to push you down a fucking cliff? Because I'm done. I'm done. There's a fucking woman in England that got canceled by these cancel culture warriors just now for misspelling the word regards. So, hey, let's not let these motherfuckers get another inch. How about that? How about we consider that? How far? You gonna sell Mike entirely down the river? You're gonna have a phone call with him and say, I can never talk to you again because someone on the internet thinks it's bad? I'm not. I'm fucking not. I'm not walking away from my friendship with Mike. The next opportunity I have to be in the same room with him, he's being on my channel and I'll be on his.
Can you shut up? I want to hear what Wings has to say. I'm surprised Wings is joining the boycott.
Got a one-way ticket back to base with your name on
Normally,
it.
Wings has money over fucking anything.
It's not true.
Yeah, right.
You presented yourself before that, you know, money doesn't even motivate me. You don't know what keeps me motivated to do anything. My whole thing is I just think this is blown out of proportion because, yeah, I can see how Mike can be looked at as like a scumbag. And at this point, I'm almost on past you. Like, the time for that to be canceled is over. And even if he wanted to cancel him, he's
This already happened 7 years ago. Literally 7 years ago.
Yep.
Cancel culture only survives if you let it.
You lot don't know.
Any responsibility for the situation. I can't justify memberships because I wouldn't want to put one on someone who refuses to support mine.
But you know who did take accountability was Bridget, who was the one that was in the wrong. So I don't know, what is Mike supposed to say? Yes, my wife victimized me 16 years ago? Is that the kind of accountability you want? Because that's the only one you're going to get.
That's what people
He can't admit to something he didn't do.
$20. Keen. Decision. Front line of telling people that you can't hold things against people forever. What are they going to do?
on a visual thought here. My thought is this: is like I lost 100,000.
Flash down in T minus.
Nowhere near Mike, right? Mike did something a great deal higher than me, but Mike's already had that
no longer
hit. I'm
available.
sure Mike lost hundreds, if not possibly $1 million over the period of the last 10 years, because people keep bringing this up. People don't work with it. People don't know the stigma of this person around them. And we're the last bastion of like Mike's friendship. And if we can't look out for Mike in this situation, he might as well get off the internet because like he's never going to be able to live it down because he's already paid for the crime that he committed.
It would be different if she says she was. No one has proven what happened. Mike is not guilty due to insufficient evidence. Twisted SMF super chatted $20. Just wanted to make this point again. Keen, bro, I feel for y'all, but you knew about Mike even when you started Queens. It's actually good that this is out in the open now. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew.
Jay super chatted $20.
If I could respond.
Mike is in the wrong and don't matter. She says he was the adult boogie. You don't get it.
Nope. I don't.
Seth super chatted $19.99. How is this a strike when all the hosts are coming on their show?
You'll see, boss. I promise you, you'll see.
That good thing.
Okay, I promise you, you'll see.
First of all, yeah, I did know about this situation when I brought Mike on to Queens to work with him in Queens.
And that's how you do
I
it.
know
See that one takeoff off? Don't let it escape.
believe that the expiration date on this is kind of done out, right? Yep. That's the way I feel about it. That's that such, right? But now it's a problem because Becky made it a problem. Now it's a problem because Becky has a bunch of people that don't like the show to use this as a way to attack the show and attack the brand, saying they're pedo supporters. Do not interrupt me. I'm talking. I will fucking mute you, retard. So that is the difference. Alright? Now I'm done talking. Now it's your turn.
And Becky's the one who's trying to fix it. Let her fix it. Becky is the one. Bring her in here. Talk to her.
Fix it by calling on strike. That's
By showing you that you were. You said you wanted to protect me and Becky. You wanted to protect Jordy. You wanted to protect Tina. Well, guess what? We don't need your protection. We'll be fine. Protect me from fucking Mike. Becky, when you're ready, protect me from fucking Mike.
There, 12 inches long super chatted $20. He wants to protect him. But if the majority of the brand wants to stand by him, then we respect the decision to bring him back as justified.
Yeah, you need to listen to Terrence. You need to listen to
$20. Stop sitting on the fence. Either bring him back to the show or don't let him own part of it. It's contradictory.
Everyone all right?
I can't just, dude, don't let him. Okay, first of all, okay, listen, you must have some sort of fucking, like, normal brain, because you have money enough to donate, right? You can't figure out that he already owns part of the show. I can't control that. I can't just take his shares away from him. You fucking moron, alright? Where did you get the money from? Did you steal your mother's fucking credit card? You fucking little brain fucking retard. Stop fucking donating, right? Stop fucking donating. Keep the money, because you're gonna need it in this life. This life is fucking horrible to fucking idiots. If you're that fucking dumb, then fuck
It's
off.
fun to watch these dickheads put their foot right in.
Oh, it's part of the show, and he is part of the show.
99 cents. Sorry, I love my She was 15 or 16. If any other person...
There's nobody saying it's right. Oh my god, this is such gas. This is such gas.
Yeah, we all agreed that
that
was wrong.
In jail?
You know what? He would be in jail if he had been proven guilty in a court of law. He's never even been charged. And in this country, in the U.S., you are innocent until you are proven guilty. You all are punishing an innocent man.
Yep. Are you judge and jury? Are you judge and jury?
Technically, all we have is hearsay.
Arena Bamba super chatted $20.
Fully available as a piece.
Yep.
This is a
Yep.
damn.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
This point is bigger than trying to protect the brand. It's already done. Now the hosts are all against it, and the only ones who are not in support of bringing Mike back are not supporting it just because they support you, no matter what you choose.
Let's shut your bloody cake hole.
No amount of
It's done, big
super chatted $19.99. They don't like it. Step away and touch it.
Let me respond to that.
Easy luck.
Let me say,
once he does that, by the way, once he does that, he's going to get attacked even more.
I can't. Stop.
Oh my god.
let me...
Tina D's life coach, super... Bridget's parents had no issues with their relationship.
Correct.
Not our business.
Correct. Let me say, in response to somebody in there are people who object to this in the Discord, and I've spoken with them. And you know what they've told me? The two biggest people that dislike it, I'm not going to say their names, so I want to throw them under the bus, but they said they just won't watch Queens. They'll watch every other show. They'll still support this show.
Who are they?
You want me to throw them under the bus?
Yeah.
Zayzun and Kyrie. They're the two holdouts that I talked to, and both of them said, look, I just want to watch Queens. I'll still support the rest of the show.
Alpha team, extra window closed.
Don't listen to the
I'm oh my god, I'm trying to protect you. Stand.
From what? Don't engage in that shit.
Turn the fish back on we need something to watch. This is a pointless argument. Lord X Rush super chatted $20. Becky, you said innocent until proven guilty, so what about RTU and Richie? Hashtag bring back Mike.
What about the Mark? You have the show here. He has the show here, so what about them?
Fire Becky. Starting a strike. Like this movie app, Black. Oh boy, it's that drop. Everyone, because I just want you guys to work as a team. You're deserving of a break. Especially if the team is sick. Please get well.
However this resolves, King, if you need days off, I'll try to work it out. Okay? We have to resolve it. Do you understand? We have to resolve it.
Okay, first of all, you're seeing all the support. That's true.
No, there are people that are neutral on it. I talked to JKB. I talked to RTU. They both said, I don't really care. I talked to Xylee. Xylee says she supports you in any decision you make. So who's left?
Lammy.
What
I
is...
could tell you about Glammy in 1 second. I think we have a dono coming in. No? Alright. I was there when Glammy was protesting. It's not that she's against Mike, it's that she's standing by you, whatever your decision is. If you change your mind, she stands by you. They just don't want to rise against you, Keem. And I understand trying to protect us. But now...
Kev 2,427 super chatted $24.96. Will you a 15
Another one in the front column. I get a bonus for taking out so many of them.
Like, do you guys understand where I'm going? When I called Mike,
Let me light the mood. Josh Allen's dad is Pat Mahomes. 4-0. 3 PMAT incoming.
when I called Mike and said, Mike, this is becoming a fucking huge problem. I can't have you on the show anymore. You know what Mike said to me? Okay, I understand. He didn't give me shit because he understood it, but no one else does.
I'm sorry, but that's why. But don't misrepresent why.
I won't. I apologize.
Wait,
Well,
what
I'm
happened?
a little confused because that sounds like you're saying you understand and respect Keem's decision.
I do understand and respect Keem's decision. I'm not doing it just because it's Keem, because I'll be the first motherfucker to cuss his ass out if I think he's fucking up.
Well, at least for me, that's not what I was trying to say. I'm trying to say the people who aren't in support of this right now aren't in support support of it because they're standing by Keem, because they choose to, not because you're his whipping dog or something.
Okay, because you
respect your boss.
Okay, no, it ain't because I respect my boss. It's because I respect the decision he made, because I understand why he's making that decision.
You're so pleased with that, Sally. I get you.
We come from a different side of YouTube. I understand his thinking.
Okay, well, I totally understand and respect your opinion. I just disagree with it. If we put this to a vote, I understand why you vote, and more than welcome.
All I'm saying, but I ain't saying this. I respect the fact that y'all are sticking up for your friend. I get it, and I do respect it. I'm not hating on y'all for this. I'm just saying, I understand why Keem is making this decision, and it's not my business to tell him how to do his business. That's all I'm saying. Y'all can do whatever the fuck you want, but don't misrepresent why I'm doing it.
Me too, and I apologize, and I won't moving forward. Xylee felt that we were misrepresenting.
Extraction bird in your ale.
She thinks it's a good business decision, so she's supporting the business decision. Yep, you found the one.
Well, that's not what I got from it. I got that she understands Keem's decision, and so she respects that decision, and she doesn't feel it's her place to speak up against him. But she also doesn't hold it against us for speaking up against him. I didn't hear her actually say whether or not she supports bringing Mike back or not.
But I presume if we put this to a vote, which is what I want you to do, which is the entire point of this for me, we'll have one no vote, and then we'll move on. Because the rest of them will either be a neutral vote or a yes.
I was shocked that here we go.
Hello, anybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Keem, I know you're in a bad situation, I get it. But let me tell you something, boss. This has been over and over my head for all the years this has been going on, and I continue to work with Mike. Not because of him falling in love with somebody who is younger than him, well, because he's a good guy, and because he produces good stuff. I worked with him for 13 years with this lingering over my head, and not once did I choose to leave because of a situation that took place before it was even my time. And I understand the situation you're in. I respect that, Keem. Don't ever think I don't respect you, because I do. You're in a bad position. But I also am one to say that no matter what you do on this platform, I don't give a fuck if you've been proven not guilty. If people believe you're guilty, they'll keep saying it. They don't give a fuck on here. Do you think they really care if you work with Keem? If you work with Mike? Fuck no. They could give two shits. That's just something for them to aim something at you and poo and blow it in your face. But you know what he's about. I worked with him for 13 fucking years with this hanging over my head, and I will continue to work another 13 years with this hanging over my head. No disrespect to you, Keem. No disrespect whatsoever, sir. You gave me an opportunity of a lifetime, but that opportunity was with Mike, and that's where I would like it to stand. And all you motherfuckers in the Discord taking it out on Keem is fucking ridiculous. We've heard about this shit for years. We've heard about it from his brother doing it to him. We've heard it for years, and nobody gave a fuck. We're supposed to be low-cows, right? That's low-cow behavior? He fell in love with a young girl. Go look what I sent you in 2008. Statistically, that's how it went. I'm sorry, but they're married now. They have children, and he's best friends with Keem. He's best friends with fucking Boogie. And guess what?
Time to play Find the Geriatric Professor. The one that isn't in the helicopter. The love of all that is good. Stop shouting.
How did he know she wasn't underage on her first birthday they were together? Listen, it was that's surely a big deal.
Listen, I am not a PDF type. Okay? I'm against this relationship with my generation. But I found out about it when they were together for 8 decades.
I see you've made contact with Ravenel.
Hey, buddy. Ravenel, you in there?
Listen, there's also a massive difference. If he was a convicted PDF file, we wouldn't be working with him. He's not. That's a different conversation. And you guys are acting like he's been proven guilty in a court of law. He fucking hasn't. And you know what? For the people who say I caused this, there have been murmurs going around about it. I brought them up. And if I caused it, let me fucking fix it. I'm trying to give a voice to everybody. understand.
Thanks.
You're in a difficult fucking
Kinda
spot.
boring,
But don't let them
honestly.
silence an innocent man.
Why does your show say strike? Are you going to
My
do
boat's
what
coming.
Booker's did, or are you just going to sit there with duct tape on?
No. In fact, you're lucky I'm even here with my camera on, because on my show, I'm not even showing my face. I know my face is my money maker, and you guys don't get to see it.
I don't understand why you guys are coming at me. Why are you coming at me?
Because you're the one making the decision, dude.
Decision maker.
You did this. You made this a big deal. I did the right thing.
That's fine. That's fine. And
Trying to fix it.
I don't even care what decision you made before. You did what you thought was best for us. I fucking get it. I'm not even holding that against you. But we're saying we're okay with dealing all of this. We will stand by it.
You heard Tina. We'll be in wings. Go get yourself a...
Absolutely. That's disgusting, and what's wrong with
So, do you see those donos? That's your future. If Mike is back on, that is your
That's okay. It's our future anyway.
it? It's also been our past. Because that's what they've done to Wings. That's what they've done to me. It's what they've done to you.
But to say that's our future game is being disingenuous. Though, like, there's been, what, 25 donations and maybe 3 of them.
A donation like that on Queen, I'm gonna ignore it. That's all.
Don't be research at it. $22.09. If there is nothing what do you
I think you got that reversed. Look, man, it's pretty fucking simple. Am I asking you to reinstate Mike immediately right now? No. What I'm asking you to do is to put it to a vote.
Shit, these gates aren't listening. Our comrades will find a way.
Stop giving people advice on something you know nothing about.
What are you talking about?
Make it a quiet place.
Super chatted $19.99. Gene, should you be removed off the show because of the Alex and Word issue? You made a mistake and paid for it. So has Mike.
That is true.
Dude, I can't go sound that either. That's not in the same realm.
But that is true. That is true in the sense that I got canceled for calling Alex the N-word. I addressed it. I apologized. Mike's been through this 7 years ago.
Yep. I've been
7
canceled
years
twice
ago.
this year. You stood by.